Welcome again to the Old Principle 老校长的节目. And today's lesson is number 102, the shotgun chair. Woo, maybe you don't recognize this, but this is the barrel of a gun. 这个是枪管, okay? The shotgun is 散弹, okay? 这个散弹枪. So, you know what a shotgun is? It has many little things that come out. Not just one 子弹, but many. Okay? So it's the shotgun chair, 椅子. So with that, we'll ask our storyteller to come and to tell us a story. Thank you, Mrs. A, for joining me. Go ahead.
In 1982, ABC Evening News reported on an unusual work of modern art, a chair affixed to a shotgun. In order to view this work of art, the observer had to sit in the chair and looked directly down the barrel of a 12-gauge shotgun. The report said that the gun was loaded with a single shell and rigged to a device that would fire it. However, the trigger was connected to a timer that was set to go off at an undetermined moment within the next 100 years. No one knew exactly when the gun would go off. Amazingly, long lines of people waited to sit in the chair and stare into the polished barrel of the gun. They were sitting in the path of a shotgun's blast, feeling the thrill of hopefully not getting shot. They all knew that the gun could go off at point-blank range at any moment. But they were gambling that the fatal blast wouldn't happen during their minute in the chair. Would I do it? Absolutely not. It's a foolhardy thing to do. Yet many people who would never dream of sitting in that chair live a lifetime gambling that their negative lifestyle habits and behaviors will have no bad results on their health. In China, there is a saying, plant beans and you'll get beans. Plant squash and you'll get squash. Everything in life produces consequences. The things we eat and drink will make us healthy or drag us down in misery to our graves. The things we do and say could ruin our reputation and discourage others. Someday, our bad habits and behaviors could result in killing us, just as dead as though we were sitting in that chair when the shotgun went off. And when the shotgun of our lifestyle goes off, it's too late to change.
Thank you. You've done well.
Sure.
Come back in a few minutes. Okay, today is serious, but this is a real story. It's real, so we've got to check it out and see what it's all about. Okay, in 1982, so that was almost 30 years ago. So we're not talking about something that happened yesterday. 30 years ago. ABC Evening News 晚间的这个新闻 Okay, ABC. You have NBC, ABC, CBS. Okay, these are all major networks. Okay, so it's ABC. Reported 报道 okay, an unusual work of modern art. Okay, modern art 现代的艺术品 okay, modern art 现代的艺术品 we say unusual work, that means an unusual piece. I don't know why we say work, but it's an unusual piece of modern art. Okay? A chair. Okay? Now, who uses a chair? But this is a real chair, not a picture of a chair. This is a real chair, affixed 连接 okay, affixed, okay, well, let's say 固定 okay, fixed 就固定固定 okay, a shotgun, okay, 散弹猎枪 okay, 散弹猎枪 I think I already explained that, so we don't need to go into that. Now, this is a piece of art, right? Excuse me. We think of art as, you know, a picture or maybe a sculpture, 雕刻品. But this was a chair with a gun, 有枪. Going on. In order to view this work of art, the observer had to sit in the chair. So, if you wanted to see the art, if you wanted to see this 艺术品, okay, to see it, the observer, that is the person who wants the 观察者, okay, had to sit in the chair. Sit in the chair and look directly down the barrel of a 12-gauge shotgun. Look directly, 直接看 down or at the barrel, 这个枪管 of a 12-gauge shotgun. 散弹猎枪 But we have several different kinds. We have 12-gauge shotgun, we have 16-gauge shotgun. So this gauge is a measurement or of size, how big it is. I think my dad used to have a 12-gauge shotgun, and it's quite, you know, it's quite big because there's lots of little BBs, little tiny pieces of metal in there, okay? The report said that the gun was loaded, okay? 已经装了子弹, okay? Loaded means that 已经装了子弹 with a single shell, 一个子弹, just one, not two, just one, okay? And rigged, okay, this is rigged, 连接, okay, to rig means that it's connected, okay, to a device is a machine of something that would fire it, 会开枪, okay, fire it. So there's a little machine, it's connected, and it's going to fire it, 要开枪, and you have to sit there, and you have to look at that. Okay, go ahead. However, 但是 the trigger was connected to a timer. The trigger, you know what a trigger is? On a gun, you have a trigger, 开枪的, okay? That's 叫 trigger, okay? Trigger, okay? 但是呢, the trigger is connected to 连接 a timer, okay? A timer is something 定时, 定时器, okay? Okay, a timer. 但这个设计 to go off at an undetermined time 没确定时间 okay moment 时刻 within the next 100 years. So here you have it. You have a chair. Right across from the chair is a gun pointed right at you. Okay? It has one bullet in it. Okay? One. That's just one. That's all you need. And it's set to go off. 已经设计，已经设定。Okay? And it will go off sometime in the next 100 years. Next 100 years at an undetermined moment. 不晓得什么时候 undetermined 还没有确定，其实是确定，但你不知道。Okay, moment 这个时刻 going on. No one knew exactly when the gun would go off. 没有人知道什么时候要开枪。Going on. Amazingly, 这个令人很惊奇的时候 long lines of people waited to sit in the chair. 排队好长好长这个队伍 long lines 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 many people long lines of people 等着要做什么 sit in the chair and stare. Okay, so stare. You got the gun pointing at you like this. Stare in the barrel, polished barrel. So polished barrel means that it is bright and shiny. 这个已经发亮的 okay? It's not black. It's bright and shiny. Barrel, 这个枪管. So here you are, staring into the barrel of a gun. Go ahead. They were sitting in the path of the shotgun's blast. Okay, shotgun's blast, and when it goes bang, like that, that's the blast. Okay, 开枪的时候有大声 okay? And feeling the thrill, 兴奋 Hopefully, 希望 not getting shot, 不会被枪开的 Okay, so there you have it. Sometime in 100 years, it's going to go off, and people were willing to sit there. They wanted to say, hey, I did it. Go ahead. They all knew that the gun could go off at point blank range. Okay? Range is 距离. Okay? And point blank, we usually use this when we're talking about guns. Point blank means very close. Point blank. Just like this. The gun is looking right at you. And this is point blank range, 距离. Okay? At any time. 随时就可以开. Going on. But they were gambling. 这个是一种赌博. Okay? With the fatal blast, that the fatal blast wouldn't happen during their minute. So hey, they had to sit there for 1 minute. Okay? They had to sit there for 1 minute. And it's kind of like a gamble, 赌博. Fatal blast means 致命的开枪. Okay? Fatal blast means that if the gun went off, they would die. Of course. They were gambling that it wouldn't be there 1 minute. You had to sit there 1 minute. If it were me, I'd sit there 1 second and leave. But the rule was you have to stay for 1 minute. 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 55. Oh, it's got to go faster. No, it's just going to go that fast. So this is kind of a gamble going on. Would I do it? Absolutely no. No, absolutely not. It's a foolish thing to do. 很愚蠢的一件事情. Of course. It's very... But you say, well, what are the chances of you being there during that minute? Not very much. You're probably safe. But why take the risk? 为什么要冒这个险? Go ahead. Done. And of course, here is where the main point of my talk is today, is that many people, 但是很多人 would never dream, 根本就想的也不会想到 sitting in that chair. 没想到根本就不愿意坐在那个椅子里面。但 go ahead. They live a lifetime of gambling with negative lifestyle. 但他们经过一个的人生 okay, lifetime, 他们人生赌博 okay, with what? 负面的这个生活方式，负面生活方式 OK 方式这个习惯还有 behavior 行为 OK What's the gamble? 这个什么危险 They will have no bad results on health. 他们希望他不会受到很坏的后果 No bad results on their health. See, this is the problem. In my estimation, at least. Maybe we should get Mrs. Ash out here in a few minutes to talk about this. But when you get old, like the old principal and the old principal's wife, 健康 health is very important. But when you're young, eat anything, do anything, play anything, listen to anything, because you've got health. 你现在有健康享受 Okay, going on. In China, there is a saying, 在中国 I remember when I was studying Chinese language, I should have written out the Chinese characters, but I didn't write it out. It says, 种豆就得豆，种瓜就得瓜. Okay? So if you plant beans, you'll get beans. If you plant squash, you'll get squash. Go ahead. Next. Everything in life produces consequences. If today you are watching this lesson, and this is a little bit more serious. Some of the stories I tell you are my own stories. Some stories are funny. Some stories are a little bit serious. Okay? 不管是幽默也好，或是很严肃也好，life is consequential. 人生都有一定的后果。In other words, going on to the next one, the things we eat and the things we drink will make us healthy. Let me ask you a question. If we ate the healthiest food and drank the healthiest things, would we be healthy? Probably. But the things we eat and the things we drink make us healthy, or或者呢会 drag us 拉我们 drag us down to misery in the 愤怒 愤怒 misery 很痛苦的愤怒 Going on. Let's see here. The things we do and say could ruin our reputation. 我们所做的事 我们所说的话 could ruin 会毁坏我们的名誉 our reputation 名誉还有 discourage others 使别人灰心 This is what happens if we are not careful, because everything we do has consequences 一定有后果 Go ahead. Someday our bad habits and behaviors could result in killing us. Of course, we're talking about health habits here, but it could be any habit. Someday, our bad habits and behaviors, 我们坏的习惯，我们坏的行为 could result in killing us. 可以这个结果呢，可以杀死我们 Of course, we all are going to die, right? We all, in Chinese, I hear people say, 生老病死 everything is going to go through this progression. 生 and then 老 then 病死 But there's no reason to hurry. 不要使它越来越快 right? Going on. Let's go back. Let's go back one more. I want to go to someday our bad habits and behaviors could result in killing us. Next. Just as dead, young. When you're dead, are you a little dead or a lot dead? You're dead. You are dead. Dead. There's no gradations of just a little dead. You're either dead or you're alive. Just as dead as though we were sitting in that chair looking down the barrel of a gun pointed right at us when the gun went off. Going on. And when now this, of course, is very philosophical wording, So when the shotgun of our lifestyle, so in this 比喻, you could say it's kind of like a parable or something. When the shotgun of our lifestyle, 我们人生这个生活方式的散弹猎枪 goes off, 开过的时候，开机的时候 it is too late to change. 到那时候没有时间改变。It's too late because you have already sowed the seeds of sickness that will lead to death. Well, that's pretty heavy. We'll ask Mrs. Ash to come out here because you are a mother. Did you know that?
Oh, yes.
You're a mother. And you have two sons that are taller than you and taller than me.
Yes.
Okay, now, as you look out and you see people and you see their bad habits, if you had a chance, what would you like to say to them? Bad health habits. 我们现在今天谈的是健康的这个习惯和行动。
Well, like for instance, soft drinks. It can be quite, hard on the body.
Okay, so in fact, we know some people in our family that like soft drinks. Soft drinks, 汽水. Okay, what's wrong with 汽水?
Too much sugar.
Okay, too much sugar. So 这个糖太甜了，这个糖分特别多了。So that's not good. Chemicals, 还有一些化学药品。Hey, between meals, what should you be drinking?
Water.
Okay, 一餐一餐中间, so you suggest we should be drinking water.
Just water.
That's just water. That's what you need. Uh-oh, we're running out of time. But we hope that you will 种豆得豆，种瓜得瓜. Okay, we hope that you will have the best habits. Now, you can write a letter to us and talk to us about this to theoldprinciple@gmail.com. 或者你可以看我们的网站 www.theoldprinciple.org. And with that, no more time. Hope you enjoyed it and join us next time. Would you please?
Bye.